My name is Simon McRoberts. I'm really proud to be the Vice Principal here at Adcote Shanghai. I have been teaching for a little over 2 decades, 20 years, 15 years of which was spent working in schools in London. We decided to move to China to try a different way of life, to look at education in another cultural context. My experience has been mostly in international schools. During that time, I've worked very closely with the organisational and managing teams of the different schools that I've worked in. I've worked with branding, marketing and admissions to really try and understand what parents want from an internationalised education. Over the course of my career, I've been incredibly fortunate to work with great staff and great students. And as part of that, what I've been able to do is support students to apply for and attain places at top universities in the world, and those include Oxford, Cambridge, MIT, Harvard, Imperial and UCL. Over the time I've spent working with students and helping them to apply for universities, one thing that has shone out to me is not just students' academic ability. For applying for these universities, you will find an abundance of students with very similar academic abilities and academic scores. What the universities are looking for, I've found, is students who really have committed to their subjects outside of their normal curriculum and education. So those are students who've taken part in summer camps, students who've done work experience, students who've really shown that they have a deep and well-rounded understanding of the courses that they're applying for. I was very fortunate recently to work with a student who applied for aeronautical engineering and obtained a place at Imperial in London. So our program at A-level is very comprehensive. We have different routes, different pathways. So we have science and engineering routes, mathematics, creative arts, humanities, but to name some. We work and we really do support students through formative assessments so they know where they are. They know where they want to get to, and importantly, we support them to understand the steps and the processes to move between those two phases seamlessly. They know exactly what they need to do, how they need to do it to get to where they want to end up, whether that's an A star, whether that's a B. Parents play an incredibly important role in the education of children. That's through the formation of a partnership, school, parent and child together. And when that's at its strongest, the communication is incredibly clear and all three parties know exactly who the student is and how they can support them to be the most successful. We need to ensure that communication is regular and it's a two-way process. That means us having conversations with parents, not just about when a student does something wrong or doesn't do something to the best of their ability, but celebrating students for the little things they do. Being a parent has supported me in terms of being a school leader and being a teacher for the reason that you develop and continue to develop those skills of patience, of understanding, of empathy, and those are the skills that we want teachers to have, not just for their own children but for all the children that they work with. I think one of the things that drew me to Adcote and to Ray Education is that feeling of working together collaboratively. So not just one school, but a group of schools who really do work together, from leadership and teachers all the way down to students who take part in exchange programs, which is a great way of supporting students to understand different cultures and also prepare them for university education. And here at Adcote, it is actually that team around a child. It's the tutors, it's the university guidance counsellors, it's the grade leaders, it's the teachers, it's the leaders. All of them have a really keen interest in ensuring that students are successful. In terms of where we are now as a school at Adcote, for me this year, one of the things I really want to focus on is the development of the middle leadership program, ensuring that that driving force, that engine of our school is as skillful as they can be. They have a real understanding of who they are, who their teams are, and as such that means they can really push forward the standard of education. Where I want to start with whole school aims and then supporting the building of the structure along with the leadership team and the middle leadership team to ensure that we have all the steps in place which will allow the school to move in the direction we want to go and also to achieve what we want to achieve, which is ultimately having the highest quality teaching and learning, transparency with our staff and with our parents, really good communication, ultimately leading on to students not just attaining really good grades, but also having the skills that will allow them to move on to the universities of their choice, be successful at university, and then move on to what they want to do in their career.